Hello everybody, this is Namtox and I am here once again with the review of Metro Exodus, the newest title and the trilogy from 4A Games, and like always there will be no spoilers in this review. When I was playing Metro Exodus and rowing a boat through a bleak, flooded village and got closer to a larger-than-life cultist church, I was brought back to the first time playing the original game more than 9 years ago, Metro 2033. A tight, focused shooter with a very unique world, an adaptation of author Dimitri's novels of the same name. It was a different experience, in a world where bullets were currency and bad Russian accents were as plentiful as the radiation keeping everybody underground. It told a different, more stripped down tale of the apocalypse and the humans and mutants who lived in it. Those early days of very linear, almost claustrophobic subways of the Metro are briefly visited during Metro Exodus' opening. Once again, players will play as Artyom, who yearns for a home outside of the underground and free from radiation. Like the title implies, you quickly move away from the stifling underground setting and will find yourself on a sprawling journey with your fellow soldiers and wife at your side. Most of the gameplay mechanics of the Metro series are back in full effect. To survive the radiation, you must swap filters, your gas mask can be cracked and needs cleaning, and the pneumatic pump weapons are back and better than ever. One big change is the removal of the old ammo currency system. While it was a very unique gameplay mechanic, it didn't really fit with the style of this game, and honestly, nothing of value was lost in its removal. In its place is a brand new backpack system. Artyom carries a pack around that players can use at any moment to swap weapons, change out parts, and refill your ammo based on your current situation, and the enemies will range from mutants to enemy soldiers, cultists, and sometimes a mix of all of the above. Metro Exodus is a much more ambitious game in terms of its scope and design than its predecessors. Most of the game takes place in huge, bright, open-world environments that are the complete opposite of the normal, dark, and dingy corridors of the older games. Not that you still won't go to places like that, but they take a backseat to the freedom Exodus throws at the player. Now the environments are more than just pretty levels for Artyom to trudge through. Metro Exodus truly shines because of its ambitious world, but its restraint in game design. Exodus resists the urge to meddle with leveling up, getting loot drops, and the need to fill the open world with trivial tasks to fill in any possible gaps of action. You can go for several minutes at a time without ever shooting your gun. In fact, keeping the gun holstered and dealing with situations without violence or by using stealth is just as viable as killing everything in sight. The scene I described earlier at the church is almost like a mini sandbox in design. You can go long range and snipe these random people. You can enter their base guns holstered and see more of their story. If you do decide to attack, you can opt to even keep enemies alive and knock them out instead of killing them. These choices all matter and they will affect the ending you receive. It's a big change for Metro and the traditional shooter campaigns in general. Metro does have its major set piece moments, but it has just as much moments of quiet. The choices you make in each location will have a gameplay and story impact later on, and the best part is none of it feels like it needs to attach a game mechanic to those things. Saving people doesn't make your home base get stronger. Killing everybody doesn't fill up a morality meter which makes you evil. Many choices just have an impact on the story, the characters, and just kind of add to the world that you're living in. A person saved may hang out in your train headquarters. You can talk to them, hear them interact with your fellow Spartans, or Anna, your wife, and all of these smaller moments give depth and nuance that hits harder than a huge shootout with endlessly respawning enemies. One of my favorite aspects of Metro Exodus is the lack of a major antagonist. The world is already very oppressive, and the end of the game plays out in a more subdued, quieter way that perfectly matches the tone that the game is carrying forward. Just like the previous games when they launched, the world is brought to life with often stunning visuals. On PC, this game is one of the most impressive things I have ever seen grace my monitor. Ray tracing, hair works, every NVIDIA buzzword you can possibly make up and more are all present. Despite the visuals, my machine ran the game smoothly, but even on a lower spec, performance is okay. The consoles can suffer a bit in this regard, as load times and frame rates can suffer a bit more in the more impressive locations. Not quite living up to the game's visual splendor is its audio design. Great atmospheric music and sound design often clash with a very mixed bag in terms of voice acting and the feel and sound of guns. A mixture of accents and Artyom's complete lack of voice really hurt the overall story presentation in spots. Unlike most other mute protagonists, Artyom isn't actually mute. Every new level and environment is bookended by him narrating the experience, his thoughts, and what will come next for him and his crew. He speaks in the present tense, which makes his silence during actual gameplay a very strange decision that works against the game's favor. Everybody in your crew talks, shares stories, and interacts with you on a personal level. Multiple long, one-sided conversations with your wife of all people has Artyom just kind of standing there, moving his hands around, but never actually speaking. It's an odd choice, and despite the game's 20 plus hours, I was never able to get accustomed to it. Also detracting from the experience are the frequent bugs and glitches throughout my playtime. Despite some updates, it had its fair share of issues, moments of AI completely breaking, and some very inconsistent stealth. Metro Exodus has really tried to reach AAA blockbuster heights, but the older, smaller budget bugs and inconsistencies really bring those dreams back to reality just a bit. However, I will say, despite the problems I had with Artyom's silence, or the assortment of bugs and AI inconsistencies, I really enjoyed the expanded scope and vision 4A games tried to bring to Metro Exodus. The excellent narrative and world building complement the bleak but optimistic adventure story it tries to tell. Metro Exodus breaks away from its small beginnings and grows in scope to deliver a satisfying conclusion to Artyom's journey. Overall, I'm going to be giving Metro Exodus a 7.8. I feel as if the AI and some of the bugs can really bring down the experience and ruin the immersion they're trying so hard to build, but overall it's still a very good game and one I say is worth playing, especially if you're a fan of the Metro series. Thanks for watching the review. If you want to see an in-depth technical breakdown of the game's visuals, please check out my good friend NX Gamer's channel. He goes deep, he has great content, please support him. Go to rectifygaming.com for the written review. And thanks for watching me, Namtox, here with the normal video review. If you enjoyed it, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see all of you next time.